Hi, this is Rabbi Chaim Kaufman. Welcome to our 245th installment in the Torah portion of the week. We are holding by Parshas Beshalach. Parshas Beshalach talks about the Jews going out of Egypt and the Song of the Sea. It speaks about the Egyptians dying and the Song of the Sea. We get the story of the manna from heaven. Amalek, another really packed parsha over here. But the Torah tells me, Book of Exodus, chapter 16, verse 7. Torah says, and in the morning you'll see the glory of Hashem, that he has heard your complaints against Hashem. For what are we that we should incite complaints against us? Right? Seemingly there's incitement over here. Right? It says, but who are we? What are we? Right? It sounds tremendously like showing anivus, showing humility over here. So Moshe Rabbeinu explains that who is he? Nothing. Right? He's considered like nothing. True humility. And that was the level of Moshe Rabbeinu. Because Moshe Rabbeinu was the ultimate Anav, the one who was truly humble. That he didn't think of anything. He didn't think of himself as anything so great. Says, my Rebbe, a Rav Agon of Moshe, this should be well. And it brings down and Chochmah V'das in his commentary on Chumash. And he says the following. He says there are people, even well known, that they're known for their humility. And it's like who's really humble like them? Right? Not too many humble like them. But the reality is, they're not so humble. They're really tremendously balgaiva. They have tremendous amount of haughtiness. They think they're God's gift to the world. They're conceited. So now you ask, okay, so they want to show they're really humble. So why aren't they running after honor? You would think if someone's a big balgaiva, someone is really truly conceited, why is he running after honor? Go, what's the person thinking? So our Rebbe says, they're going to give me honor. Why should I want honor for them? Because they themselves aren't anything. In other words, I'm going to run for honor from these people. Who are these people? They aren't anything. Right? They're nothing at all. Right? Why would I want them to honor me? They're not fitting to honor me. Right? That's what seemingly he says. And even if they would give me honor, right, this conceited person would say, even if he would give me honor, what's it worth? Because the person himself isn't worth anything. If he's not worth anything, his honor for sure is not worth anything. So therefore he doesn't run after honor. But not because he's a total anav. That he's a total, he's showing humility. Unbelievable humility. The reality is just the opposite. Not only is he not showing humility, but he's showing how conceited he is. Why would I want this person to give me honor? What's this person worth? Kind of funny, think about it. I don't need his honor. What do I need his honor for? His honor's not worth anything. But that's saying that I'm better. So, I'm so good I don't even need their honor. Because if he was truly humble, he would really think, yeah, I am unworthy. What is coming to me? What should be coming to me? I don't deserve it. I don't deserve anything. That's what Moshe Rabbeinu said. He says, what are we? He said, really? They're fitting for honor, meaning the Jewish people, not me. And that's why our rabbis of blessed memory tell us at the time that God was going to appoint Moshe in order to take out the Jewish people. He said like this. Either the one I'm going to send in your hands is the one who's going to send them out. So what do the rabbis explain? Anyone who says, send in my hand or send someone else because they're better than me, that's the true honor. That's the one who's truly humble. In other words, he's saying, I'm not worthy. And there are many times, Moshe Rabbeinu, when God comes to him, he tells him he wants to take out the Jewish people. Moshe Rabbeinu says, a number of things. One of them being, I can't speak well. I got a lisp. So have Aaron go. Right? Someone else should go, not me. How can I go in front of the king? I don't talk properly. I got a lisp. And the reality is, why did God trust him even more? God trusted him even more because he saw the ultimate humility. Not just he didn't want to go for different reasons. Right, the rabbis tell us. It's also true. He had good reason why he didn't want to go. Jewish people never should have got out according to nature. So he says, why are you going to send me? They're not going to come out. Because it's all according to astrology, they wouldn't come out. So God says, Mo, don't worry. I'll take them out above nature. You're right, according to nature, they shouldn't come out. I'm above nature. I'll take care of it. He used other reasons why he shouldn't go. But this is the ultimate reason. The ultimate reason is I'm not worthy. Now, how many people really live up to that ideal? Because the Mishnah Perkei Avos says, even a person who learns a lot of Torah, you shouldn't think you're so great. Because a lot of people don't know as much as you do. You could get a fat head, think you're conceited, and you're God's gift to the world. So the Mishnah Perkei Avos puts you in your place. Because the Mishnah Perkei Avos says, why should you think you're so great if you learned a lot of Torah? That's what you're commanded to do. So where's the gaiva? Where's the conceitedness? That's really what you think. You think it's so great because how much you know. That's what you're created to do. But also the Mishnah Perkei Avos says, if you think about three things, you won't come to sin. Right? One of them is, where are you going? Sorry, how are you created from a putrid drop? Where are you going? You're going to get eaten by worms. And then you have to give an accounting in front of the King of Kings. So if we know how we're created, we know where we're going, how can a person be conceited? Because the person doesn't think. Because the person's in this world. We have all kinds of tests. In this generation, the test is money, affluence, power, fame. A lot of things we get tested by. And a person can get so carried away, they may even think they're God himself. Because that's how they're treated. They think they can do anything. Probably think they can walk on water. Ha ha. No pun intended. But they're treated like that. Treated like royalty. It is ironic. Because we live in an upside down world. You got professional athletes, entertainers, actors. Treated like royalty. Maybe better than royalty. Why is that? It's because they know how to act. Because they know how to shoot a basketball. Throw a football. We worship the ground they walk on. Yeah, it's a little bit of a problem. Right? It can be called idolatry in many ways. But not even going into all that. We see this is an upside down world. And there are very few athletes, actors, actresses that are really truly humble. Maybe you have a few out there. Majority of them, they're immoral. Do all kinds of terrible things. But they're treated like royalty. But again, according to Torah, even if a person knows a tremendous amount of Torah, shouldn't we think there's a lot more we don't know? A tremendous amount we don't know. We're only scratching the surface in many ways. But a person can know a heck of a lot. Not to take away from a person's knowledge. But the reality is we're only scratching the surface. There's so much we don't know. But how can you be conceited in the first place? Look where we come from. Look where we're going. Look at what my obligation is in the world. My obligation is I have to learn Torah. Right? Certainly from a guy. I got to learn as much Torah as possible. And if not, I shirk my responsibility. But to think, the more Torah I learned, look how great I am. Look how much I know, while the other people probably know more than you. But even so, look at all the Torah I know. But the Mishnah Pirkei Avos knocks you out. Mishnah Pirkei Avos says, who cares how much you know? That's what you're created to do. So the one who's truly humble says, Mori Rebbe. The one who's truly humble says there are other people better than me. He's better, let him go. Right, but also we have egos. I wouldn't necessarily want someone to go. Let me do it. Let me get all the glory. If I do it right. Why should I give it to someone else? But to actually say, someone else is better than me, who am I? That's true greatness. Right? That's unbelievable greatness over here. That's not fake humility. They understand exactly who they are. They understand how much they know and how much more they have to know. And how much they don't know. And how much God is in control and we're not. And the more we think about it, the more we understand we're just an infinitesimally small speck of cosmic dust. That's all we are. And even if people say, yeah, I understand that, but they still have an ego. Now, it doesn't mean we shouldn't have self-esteem. Everyone needs self-esteem. Everyone needs to feel good about themselves. Right? That's no question. But to think I'm so great because I did this, I did that. Chovos Levavos, the duties of the heart, says clear. We don't do a quarter of what we're supposed to do. Just think about the way we pray. Just think about the blessings we make. Just think about, you fill in the blank. There's so many things we don't do up to snuff. If we don't do a quarter, oh, this is even higher, but if we don't even do a quarter to what we're supposed to do, where's the ego? Doesn't matter if we're doing, great things and better than most Jews and all that. So what? There are a lot of higher levels we could reach. The true Anav knows he's nothing. And it's not just he's faking it. He knows, bottom line, who he is. Where his thoughts are. What he's doing. He knows he's nothing. Doesn't matter how much knowledge he has. Does not matter at all. On the flip side, a person has to know his place also. And if a person does have a lot of knowledge, good. But you have to take that in perspective. Right? You have to have self-worth. You have to know. You have to know what you should be doing. And what your place is. But that should never lead to ego. Should never ever lead to ego. But it can. And a person can abuse that. So a person has to be very careful. But here my Rebbe is talking about fake anivus. Fake humility. Right now, it makes sense. I mean, it doesn't need me to agree, but it makes sense over here. Why? Because the person can show, what, I need to run after ego? No. Like, who am I? Like, I'm really humble. Like, I'm tremendously humble. Yeah, there's only one problem. Why is he tremendously humble over here? Why is he running after honor? Oh, you want to pin him down? You know why he's not running after honor? Because these people are not worthy. These people are not in my class. They're not worthy. Totally not worthy. That's not humility. Right? That's faking humility. Right? So the people out there, a lot of fakes. I'm not saying they're not humble people that live in the world. There are. But it has to be true humility. And true humility today, not so easy to find. You know, you see the greatest rabbis, you see clear. Doesn't matter how much they know. But they show real humility. They show they don't deserve anything. And then everything they have is a gift that God has given them. Doesn't mean they didn't work hard. But they know. They know what the reality is. But again, other people, it goes to their head. And they start believing the clippings of the newspapers and on the internet. And then they think they're really greater than they really are. And if that's the case, God will knock them down. God will take care of them. Even with all their knowledge. Because that's not true humility. So the opposite of gaiva, of being conceited, is humility. So how do you break ego? Being conceited? Humility. Have to reach the idea of being humble. But real humility. Because it's not real humility, you're just feeding into being conceited. If a person's truly humble, they can break that. You know, but they have to believe it, they have to live it. They have to really think this, that they're nothing. I don't think it's too hard. I'm not saying you break yourself down and say, you know, I'm absolutely worthless, I'm this, I'm that, and you don't have self-esteem. You have to have self-esteem. But when you look at the bigger picture, now read the end of the book of Job, last 2 chapters. See what God does. See how God chastises Job. And even as great as we think we are, you read that, you feel pretty small. You feel pretty insignificant. God can take care of this, takes care of that, takes care of the other thing. You know, and you're feeling pretty good though. Do this, do that, you know, whatever. You read that, you're put in your place. You're 100% put in your place. And you should be put in your place. Because there's no room for being conceited. Says the Orthodox tzaddikim in the ways of the righteous. In his gate on being conceited, he says that's the base of all bad character traits. Being conceited is the base of all bad character traits. Therefore, to combat being conceited, I need to be humble. Really humble. That's how I break it. Right? That's how I break being conceited. But it has to be real. A person really has to think they're really nothing. And they don't deserve anything. Because the reality is we don't. For everything we do. Spit in God's face that way, this way, the other way. And God still has mercy. But if we really think about what we need to do, and we're introspective, and we do it in the right way, we all should be humble. We should all be on our knees, bowing to God. Because He's the one who does everything. He's the one who gives us life. But we think we do everything. Big mistake. So here we see Moshe Rabbeinu says, why choose me? Choose someone else. That's real humility. And that is what we have to strive for. I want to remind everyone that I give a class on duties of the heart every Tuesday, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, which is on the gate of self-counting. On Sunday, a packed day, at 9 o'clock in the morning Eastern Time, 4 o'clock Israel Time. Book of Leviticus chapter 16, still talking about the death of Nadav and Avihu. It's going to be part 3. Tanakh Talk, 12:30 Eastern Time, 7:30 Israel Time. Controversial issues. Noahide Nations, 2:30 Eastern Time, 9:30 Israel Time. Going through Noahide laws, Ger Toshav. Speaking about Ger Toshav, I do 2 Q&As every Tuesday, Thursday. 10 o'clock Israel Time, 10 o'clock Eastern Time, 5 o'clock Israel Time. And Pirkei Avos every Saturday, 2 o'clock Eastern Time, 9 o'clock Israel Time. Anyone interested in any, and I have my conversion classes. Anyone interested in any of this, you can find me on Facebook at Michael Chaim Kaufman. You can find me also beyond Orthodox Conversion Judaism. Send me an email, rabbichaimkaufman@gmail.com, RBBIChaimCoffman@gmail.com.